It would be very helpful if you've watched the first two videos on the whatmakesyoutick.org site. Introduction, Understanding Ourselves, and Why We Are the Way We Are, before attempting to listen to this one. I'm sure everyone watching this or reading this has spent a lot of time thinking about what makes up, in total, the person who is about to watch this video. However, it's confusing to many people because, in their religious upbringing, either from their parents or from school, Sunday school, or even from their religion's readings or church ministers, they were taught ideas that were comprehensible for the uneducated masses of 2,000 years ago. Only now, as a result of evolution, a deeper way of looking at these teachings is available, simply because we, in turn, are capable of much deeper thinking ourselves. As a consequence of this deeper thinking, we are questioning blind faith, and now have many more unanswered questions. Only with these archaic beliefs or precepts that were firmly embedded into our psyche at a young age, it makes it very difficult to take on board new concepts. So let me try to help you understand these new concepts and keep you at the edge of your seat. The first hurdle we have to overcome is the biblical understanding of soul. The confusion that surrounds this word is such that many new teachings, such as psychosynthesis, a transpersonal psychological model that is impacting on the world of psychology, omits this word soul altogether and uses the word self instead. But in my view, it's sometimes easier for understanding's sake to relate the old teaching's language with the new. So let's begin with the understanding of the word soul. When you die, your soul goes to heaven. What does that mean? Who are you? And who is the soul? And what is heaven? I talk about heaven in the video Climbing the Spiritual Ladder. So let's look at soul and then you. Soul, simply, is consciousness. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. You are consciousness. Only you as a soul are work in progress. And this is where it can get confusing, because the word soul is used in two different ways. Our pure soul, which I'm using capital letters with, is presence, our true pure being. Because we are buried in lower stages of consciousness development, we mostly don't experience its sensations or feelings of love, which it is, but it overshadows us, and it has always been there. It is what is experienced in some very expansive peak experiences. Listen to the video on peak experiences if you haven't done so already to understand this better. It is also experienced by some people who in meditation experience it as bliss or love. And by that I mean Christ-like love, not the feeling of girl meets boy love. And even that experience of pure soul is usually watered down. I will expand more on this in the video Soul and Personality. Then there's also the experience of soul with the small s as consciousness, the present awareness that you have now as you listen to this. The definition of consciousness is a person's awareness or perception of something. So if you look at the stages of consciousness development, every stage is a consequence of the growth of the one previous to it. Each stage is more awareness or more consciousness or more soul. Said another way, more awareness equals more consciousness equals more soul equals more you. And when you die, you cannot lose that consciousness, that wisdom, because it is now you, and you take it with you. Does the statement, when you die, your soul goes to heaven, make more sense to you now? So, you are simply a work in progress, going through infinitesimally the stages of consciousness development. Okay, so going back to when you die, your soul goes to heaven. Who is you? And the problem in understanding this is that we are so used to using you, me, or I when referring to ourselves, we have long lost the true meaning of it. Think about this. If you say, I'm confused, which part are you referring to? Is your body confused? Your mind? Your emotions? You see, you are not any of these. You are not your body, your emotions, or your mind. You are the conscious self, and the best way to understand this is to think about who is doing the observing. Unfortunately, we have used the word I so frequently, we have lost the idea that it is a separate part of us, and instead identify with it. I'm hungry really means my body is hungry. I'm sad really means the emotional side of me is sad. And I'm confused means my mind is confused. In order to observe anything in our consciousness, our mind, or our emotions, we have to step away from it, don't we? Otherwise, we are being it. In this process of stepping away, we can observe our thoughts and feelings. You are like the hinge of a door. The hinge remains in a fixed position while the door swings, allowing a different view as it opens. To get a better concept of this, be aware of your body, your emotions, and your thoughts. Put them aside and observe them. The person observing them is you. If you're able to do this, great. But what is likely to happen is within a few seconds or minutes, you will get lost in the thinking or feeling of something. The trouble is that because you have likely not seen yourself from this aspect before, I think it would be best if you did Roberto Assagioli's disidentification exercise to get a better understanding of this. You might notice a strong resistance to doing this exercise, as you are really upsetting the apple cart when it comes to the existing aspects of yourself, who have been in control for a long, long time. Perhaps stop the video here and read the following if you wish. I have amended this exercise slightly for better understanding and need to add that there is a much deeper aspect of this you or I, which I cover in the premium section called Soul and Personality. I'm going to end here so you can think about this, and I will continue it on part 2 on the video with the same title, You, the Confusion of the Ages, part 2. Thanks for watching.